Sleep, headaches, and migraines have a really strong connection. But what is that connection, and what can you do to help your sleep work for you rather than against you? Hi, I'm Dr. Beth, osteopath here at Melbourne Headache Solutions. So sleep is a biological necessity that we all need, but when we get too little sleep, it can help to increase our risk for anxiety and depression, and also things like cardiovascular disease, dementia, and also cognitive impairment. So it's really important that we get enough sleep. So the average adult needs about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, with the average being about 8 hours of good quality sleep. That's what we need. But as we get older, then we need less sleep. And also when we're younger, in our teenage years, we need more sleep. So when we've got a teenager sleeping about 10 hours, then they actually do need that amount of sleep for their body to function. But we do know that at least 20% of adults suffer from insomnia. Now, insomnia is not actually like I can't sleep throughout the night. The definition of insomnia is I have difficulty falling asleep, I have difficulty staying asleep throughout the night, and also I have difficulty with waking up too early and I can't get back to sleep. So that's the definition of insomnia. And 20% of people are suffering with this. But there are plenty of things that you can do to help with something like insomnia. But before that, what is the connection between sleep and headaches and migraines? We do know that there is that strong connection between the two of them, but we don't know in which direction it goes, okay? So we know that headaches and migraines, we don't know whether headaches and migraines cause sleep disturbances or whether sleep disturbances cause headaches and migraines. But what we do know is that when we help to improve our sleep, it does help to improve headaches and migraines, which is great. And as I said before, at least 20% of people are suffering with insomnia. So if we can help improve the symptoms of insomnia as well as the other sleep disorders out there, then we can also help to decrease the rate of headaches and migraines. So there are plenty of things that you can do to try to help to improve your sleep. So some of these things are to try to help improve your sleep hygiene. Now, sleep hygiene is improving the things that you do before you go to bed at night. So some of these things include essentially going to bed and setting a routine of a nighttime. So you go to bed at the same time and you also wake up at the same time. So our body works on an internal clock, and we use hormones to help with this internal clock. And this internal clock works better when it's on a routine. So as I said, we go to bed at the same time, we wake up at the same time, and we do this even on the weekends. And this means you're more likely to have a better quality sleep, and also you'll find it easier to go to sleep as well. We want to avoid stimulating activities before bed, at least an hour before bed. So this includes moderate exercise, this includes deep and meaningful conversations. This also includes things like screen time, television, phones, emails, and those sorts of things. The blue light that we get from our phones, televisions, and laptops actually helps to decrease our melatonin levels, which is our sleep producing hormone, and so it can actually make it harder to fall asleep. So because we want to be going to sleep of an evening, then we want to be making sure that these levels are regulated and are at a better level. So as I said, getting off those screens at least an hour before bedtime is good. When it comes time for things like caffeine and alcohol, we want to be decreasing these. Some people, when they're having trouble sleeping, then they might be resorting to alcohol to try to get them to sleep. Now, it might help you get to sleep, but it actually decreases your quality of sleep, which is not good. So you want to be limiting your alcohol intake or trying to avoid your alcohol intake before bed. When it comes time for caffeine, then caffeine is a stimulant. It's trying to keep you awake. So you want to try to decrease your caffeine intake before bed. There's varying statistics and evidence in terms of when to stop your caffeine intake. So it's more case dependent, but essentially it has been shown that it's better to actually decrease your caffeine intake across the whole day, or alternatively stop your caffeine intake across the whole day. But it's certainly better to stop drinking caffeine in the evenings at the very least. You also want to try to provide a peaceful environment of an evening. So trying to do things that are more calming or relaxing. So some people take a warm bath of an evening, doing meditation or mindfulness exercises, breathing exercises, or reading a book. The other thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to take your worries with you to bed. If you're taking your worries with you, you're more likely to stir up your mind, and it's more likely to take you longer to get to sleep, or alternatively, it's going to be harder for you to stay asleep. So performing mindfulness techniques as well, it's likely to calm your system down. It's promoting a wind down of the system, a peacefulness of the mind, and it's more likely to help you get to sleep and stay asleep, which is what you want. So if you are a worrier, or if you're more likely to take your worries with you to bed, then set aside some worry time before you go to bed. Plan, process, make to-do lists, and try to do this, as I said, before bed, so that it's out of your mind before you're going to bed. So these are all good things. So this is about your sleep hygiene. Other things that you can do is do something like a sleep study. A sleep study is going to analyze you and assess you across the night and see if you've got something else going on. So something like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome, or these sorts of things. Sleep apnea and snoring has also been shown to be associated with an increase in headaches as well. So if you've got something like this going on, then it's always good to one, know that you've got it, and also to know how to treat it as well. So these are all good things. You do also want to be sure that you're comfortable in bed. So making sure that you've got good posture, not sleeping on your tummy, that you've got a pillow that's working for you, and making sure that the rest of your body is comfortable as well. Because if you're uncomfortable in bed and you're in pain, it's certainly not going to be a good night's sleep for you. So these are all things you can work on to try to help your sleep, so that your sleep is working for you in terms of trying to decrease your headaches and migraines. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you've got any questions or queries in regards to sleep, please drop them below. But as I said, we want to be working, getting our sleep to work for us rather than against us. And this is certainly something that we can do. And also it helps in terms of our emotional well-being, our physical well-being, which is all fabulous stuff that we want to be doing. Hope you found it helpful. Share it around. Everybody can do with a good night's sleep. I certainly love sleep. Hope you do too. Hope you found it useful, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.